Hello everyone, welcome to AI Research channel. Today let us discuss about an interesting use case, Snowflake plus Python for data quality. Recently when I was going through one of the articles about data quality, I came across Andrew Nag's quote. Andrew is a deep learning pioneer and founder and CEO of Coursera and Learning AI. He says we need better data, not big data. We need better data, not big data. That's absolutely true. Now we have huge data everywhere. Data is flowing from many directions, many sides. But the question here is, do we have good data for making a quality AI products? Because if the data quality is poor, the ML model quality will also be poor. Of course, we have so many ETL tools and data cleaning tools and other methodologies to get the good data. We will see one of the ways here. Let us consider we are working in a big digital transformation project where we transfer large data, we transfer legacy data from multiple sources to a Snowflake database. The size of the legacy data may be in millions or billions or trillions. And our project DBAs are loading the data incrementally. Based on the project requirement, they might load the data every day or every week or monthly once or twice. As and when they load the data, we need to do a sanity test. Sanity test can be fully automated or it can be triggered based on the scheduled time. For that, we need to have an automated framework, an automated, robust framework. But in this session, we are not going to discuss about the framework part. We will see how we use Python for Snowflake data, data validation, and how quickly we can validate the data. For that, the first step here is we need to do a Python Snowflake connector. So we need to have Python has to talk to Snowflake database. This is a small code. First, before we use the code, we have to pip install Snowflake connector, a Python connector, and then we have to pip install Snowflake SQL Alchemy uh, package. And if you see this code, the first we are making a connection, and then we have to give the username. This username of the Snowflake, and the password is the whatever password we are using for the Snowflake, that we have to give it here. And the account locator, you can see the right hand side, the top of the Snowflake, that you can see it. And the region, you can use any of the regions. As of now I'm using US1. And role is account admin. Instead of using the other roles, we can use the account admin. Whereas the by default it is showing the computer WH in the trial version, so I'm using that one. And then return the Snow Connect. So once the connection is made, we can think about what are the test cases for our sanity test. We can use, once it's connected to connection is successful, we can use any queries and fetch the data and store it in either the pandas data frame or the PySpark data frame for us to play around the data. The sanity test need not to be a full comprehensive test like uh, a functional or regression or integration test. We can see like what are these are the main important test cases that we can see for the sanity test. Identifying the missing values or null check on the primary columns, null check on the date columns, verifying column names and the row counts, verifying the duplicates, because when the DBS load the data, there must be a chance of duplicates. So we can also check the duplicates and verifying completeness ratio. That means the ratio between non-missing values and total records. So these are the small sanity tests where we can do it as and when they upload the data. Yeah, coming to the demo part, before we see the demo part, I would like to tell you one important point. That is the third point I would like to say, the reporting part. The reporting of the test is a very important because we determine the quality of the data only through these reports. How many missing values? How many duplicates? What is the percentage of the duplicates? The number of rows affected after the update and completeness ratio. Yeah, now let's see the demo part now. Yeah, this is my Snowflake UI. For the purpose of this demo, I took the customer table. So if you look at the customer table here, there are 100 million rows, and for the purpose of the demo, I limited the number of rows to 500,000 rows. So once I took the data using the Python, I uploaded this into the CSV file, and then from the CSV file, I have put into uh, the data frame. And once I put it into the data frame, I can use the data in whichever way I want it. Yeah, so this is my website for checking the data quality of the Snowflake. And there are 5 checks. The first part is the dataset part. So when I click on this one, it will show the header part and the tail. The head is like when I click on the head here, it will show the first 5 rows of the table. So there are 18 columns, the first 5. So if I want to extend it like a 5 to 10, I can keep on extending here this one. It will show all the column, all the rows. Similarly, I can also see the tail part. So it will show the last 5 records or 7 records. I can see it from the data table. Then comes the rows and column size. When I click on this one, it will show how many rows are there and how many columns are there. So 500,000 rows and 18 columns. Now we, as I already told you, the DBAs keep increasing the data size. So the last week it was say about 25,000 rows, but today it is 500,000. So next week it will be maybe different. So we need to understand how many rows are getting affected by this upload. So for that purpose, I use the rows and column check. Then the missing values. How many null and any values? Here number of rows 500,000 and a percentage of missing value is 149 percentage. So here if you come down here, each and every column you can see how many rows are missing. See here each and every column. Uh, Normally if the data is more than 30% is missing, then we can go for one more round of uploading and the testing. Um, then comes the completeness ratio. So the completeness ratio is the ratio between uh, missing values and the total record of data set. So the total record is say about 500,000 and the completion ratio is 16.5. And we can see here each and every record, each and every column, the completeness. So this looks good because the percentage is very low here, or the percentage is very good. And the duplicate values. The duplicate rows. Now, as of now, in this table, there is no duplicates, but normally there are chance of duplicates. When the DBS upload the data, there are chance of duplicates in the column values or the row values. So that will also be checked through this type of option. So in this demo, I neither used any of the ETL tools nor used PyTest nor used any of the automated tools. I only used Python, Pandas, and Streamlit. And now let's go back to PPT. Before that, as of now, I used only for 5 checks. But if I want to use more checks, I can keep adding it. It's only the number. And now let's go back to PPT. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got a good information about how to create a sanity test suite using Python, Pandas, and Streamlit. If you like this video, please subscribe to this channel. I'm going to give more data science related videos in future. Thank you once again. Have a great day.